Five powerhouses of international cricket under one roof. Jemimah Rodrigues, Ellyse Perry, Hayley Matthews, Chamari Athapaththu and Marizanne Kapp. It's time for the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Hi there, my name is Danish Seth. Welcome to a special show, A Bat Knows No Gender, in association with ICC's global logistics partner, DP World. A cricket bat is a great tool to level the playing field, and for these individuals, it changed what was possible for them. So let's find out how they got their first bat.
My first bat was given to me by my grandfather when I was 3 years old. And usually on birthdays, when it comes to a girl, everyone's like going and giving them a doll or a Barbie doll or something like that. I hated that. And my grandfather knew that very well.
Well, I started playing have a go cricket in Australia, which was just with a plastic bat. And then I remember we went to the cricket store one day and we were looking at all these different bats with my dad. And I remember picking up one that was kind of my size, that was wood, and asking if I could potentially get that and take that along to my next cricket session. And
I wasn't actually given a bat. I just picked up my dad's bat because he played a bit of cricket, and I still remember how heavy that thing was. I could hardly pick it up, but I somehow managed to bat with it.
I had an older brother and kind of just used his bat all the time until I think my dad realized I had a passion for the game, and I started getting into women's cricket a bit. And I remember him just showing up to one of my training sessions with a brand new grey Nichols bat. And I was so excited. I remember just seeing him on the field and running to him, and he had this brand new bat for me. But yeah, a core memory for sure.
My first bat given by my uncle. He's cricket coach. When I was 4 years old, I got that bat.
A bat knows no gender. So let's find out, how did a cricket bat change their lives?
Look, if I have to be honest, when I first started playing cricket, I didn't even know there was women's cricket, let alone international women's cricket. And back then you completely just played for the love of the game. I would have never thought I'd be sitting here 15 years later representing my country, playing cricket full on. It was always just a dream seeing the men play in all these leagues. And I never thought it would be possible for me as well.
Yeah, well, I think growing up, I played so many sports just through school, but I think the one that I really had just a love and a passion for, and the one that was constant throughout my entire childhood, was the cricket. I remember just being 8-9 years old, going to cricket with my dad, and so many of the West Indies boys now, even Carlos Brathwaite, Tino Best, who would have played years ago, they all played with my dad. And they had to be at the cricket field with me, throwing balls at me at the halftime break while I want to hit them with the bat, or I just run on the boundary fielding, diving around. The fact that I've been able to have that platform and have that voice as just a young girl from a small island has definitely been life-changing for me.
When we started playing, even I didn't know women's cricket existed, and I also didn't play one day, maybe I'll take it as a profession and all. I just played for the pure joy and passion of playing cricket. I think if my grandfather wouldn't have gifted me a bat when I was 3, I don't think I would be where I am today.
I think for me, if we're talking about a cricket bat, it's kind of given me this lifelong pursuit of trying to be as good as I possibly can at a craft that I really enjoy working on.
1996, first time Sri Lanka men's team won World Cup. So that time I'm 6 years old. I watched all the game. But my uncle said, you play, one day Sri Lanka will start women's cricket. 1997, first time Sri Lanka women's team participate Women's World Cup. That time I'm 7 years old. My uncle showed me the article, the first time Sri Lanka women's cricket participate World Cup. So I feel, okay, so now I have a target, I can play for Sri Lanka. Then I sacrifice a lot of things. Now I'm happy because I've become a cricketer. Otherwise I will do any other job, maybe bank, working bank or something like that.
DP World's Beyond Boundaries initiative is a global mission to make cricket more accessible and to change what's possible for grassroots communities across the globe. DP World provides cricket kits in repurposed shipping containers which further serve as changing rooms or storage facilities as needed. So I asked the players how making the game more accessible could change a young girl's journey to being a professional cricketer.
I think if you especially look at a country like South Africa, something like that would help so much. We've got so many rural areas where young girls and boys, they don't even get to see sport. They don't get to watch sport. Stadiums aren't even close to where they live, so they never get to see their sports stars or don't even know about them. So something like that would just, it would make such a big difference.
Particularly now, to have the opportunity to pick up a bat, to have people support and encourage you to do that, and just get to learn the game and have a go is so important for kids, both young boys and girls, to be able to play the sport that they want to play and chase their dreams and aspirations.
Remember, they were our sponsors for the DC men's team.
That's right.
And they were like, no, we want to carry forth this support even for the women's team. And I was there when, there was another event when this happened, and we were made to give kit bags, brand new kit bags, to younger girls and boys over there. And just giving those kit bags to them, just to see the joy on their face, that excitement, and at the same time, something in their eyes saying, you know what, I'm going to pursue the sport and I'm going to work hard. So I think that just made me feel so good that I am a part of something that's actually helping all these kids out here. DP World having this initiative, I think, will support so many more, and you never know, one kit bag can change someone's life.
In my experience, I get so many messages from my social media. Can I have bat? Can I have ball? Can I have gloves? Like that from girls and boys. Even some parents ask me because, they can't afford that much of money for buying these things. So if we can provide these things for the young girls and boys, really good, because we have to develop the grassroots level. Their future is the future of cricketing around the world. Special thanks go to DP World. They organize these kind of things. It's really good.
Yeah, I think I got to see firsthand as well the impact that DP World can make. The Barbados Royals Girls Cricket Club back home, you guys were able to come in and sponsor them as well and give, I think, the club an entire changing room, as well as every single girl that was their kit as well. And that's not something you get very much where we're from. I think just the surge that we've been able to see even of young girls coming in since then and wanting to play. And I remember seeing a lot of them at the CPL just now when I went, and so many of them came to me and they asked, have you seen our new changing room? And just the impact that can make on so many. And a lot of the time you say all people and all young kids need is an opportunity, and it's so good to see that they've been given that opportunity, and you never know the impact it can make.
Women's cricket has grown immensely over the years, but that growth hasn't come without a few stumbling blocks. So I asked my guests what they thought about the stereotypes associated with women's cricket.
And so many of the stereotypes that we talked about also came from people that probably didn't even watch women's cricket much. They just figured that, they're women, so they can't be any good. Whereas I feel like, no, we have so many people watching and there's a product there. You're not just asking people to watch women's cricket because you want to support the game, but because we play great cricket and it can be entertaining to watch.
I think just in general, there's probably a really easy fallback to compare our game to the men's game, and I think that's a really lazy kind of way of looking at it. And I think particularly in the past, that's been a big one where it's perhaps we don't bowl as fast or hit the ball as far, and so therefore it's substandard. Whereas I think now there's such a greater appreciation of the nuance and skill involved in women's cricket and the game itself, and just how entertaining it is and how great a contest it is. And I think those things have fallen away a little bit, which is awesome.
Last 5 years, Sri Lanka men's team struggled a little bit in international cricket compared to women's team. So now people attract more women's game. So that's really good, because the last Asia Cup played in Dambulla in Sri Lanka, I think 18,000 people watched that game. So I feel that's really good in women's cricket, not only in Sri Lanka, around the world.
Few years back in India, it was not very common for a girl to play cricket. And when my relatives, they used to come home if there was some party or something, and then my dad used to be like, oh, my daughter also plays cricket. They used to be like, in Hindi, they used to go like, "Aap pagal ho kya? Like, have you lost it? She's a girl, how can she play cricket?" And that was one of the things I heard a bit growing up. And my dad was like, how does that matter if she's a girl or a boy? She loves the sport, she's good at it, she's willing to work hard. And I'm going to support her no matter what. So it was my dad who never let me feel that being a girl, you can't do something. But if I could say now, things have massively changed in India, like massively. I remember this one time, the first WPL. So we had taken one of our teammates, Tara Norris and Arundhati. We had gone to an ice cream parlor. So there was one guy who was watching the men's, the IPL on TV. And suddenly he is like, hey, you know what? There's this women's tournament also started called the WPL. So I was all ears because whatever comment he would be passing right now would be absolutely raw and honest. So he was like, I was waiting, and he took a long pause. And he's like, kya solid khelti hai ye ladkiyan.
I had a great time talking to these superstars on this special show, A Bat Knows No Gender, in association with DP World. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to tune in to the ICC Women's T20 World Cup.